Hey folks, this week on the lesson series we are going to look at Scrapper Blackwell's Going Where the Monon Crosses the Yellow Dog. And let me just apologize, last week I wasn't around. I've had a lot of good and exciting things happening for me lately here since I went out to New Mexico. And so we're jumping back into it this week, although there's going to be a little bit of restructuring of how the lessons actually work, I think. But anyway, this is in the key of E. This guitar is in standard tuning. That's E, A, D, G, B, E. If you want to play along with me, I just use a tuner like this, so I think it's just standard 440 that you get out of these little clip-ons. Let me just say, I learned this off of a recording, okay? So I don't know if it's exactly the way he played it, but I know it sounds like the recording to a certain extent. So that's a good skill to, learn to do, is to sit down with a recording and start figuring out what people are doing. I've heard a lot of my students say, man, I just can't tell what they're doing. I can't tell. And my advice to them is keep trying, because eventually you're going to get to a point where you can hear different things happening and go, oh, I know what that is. Just like any other thing that you practice, anything else that you do, your work is that way. If you're an artist, when you're painting, you can look at a painting and tell what kind of strokes. So anyway, just keep going with it and don't give up. Don't give up on the guitar. All right, so I think the easiest way to approach this is for me to play the intro and the first verse, and then we'll just kind of take it from there and try to put the pieces together. Girl, I'm going where the Monon crosses the yellow dog. Lord, I'm going where the Monon crosses the yellow dog. Lord, they treat me like a possum, where I'd be out on the lawn. All right, so there's the first verse. That was the intro. The first thing let's do is let's just look at the chord structure as it's laid out, as he plays it. So the first verse goes, I'm going where the Monon crosses the yellow dog, or the first line, the first verse. Going where the Monon, E, E7, B7, crosses the yellow dog, E, okay? So let's go about what are those chords. E is just, if you don't know, is, oh, by the way, this is the first string, this is the sixth string. E is just 6 open, 5 on the second fret, I use my middle finger for that. 4 on the second fret, I use my third finger for that. 3 on the first fret, I use my first finger for that, and then open 2 and open 1. And then when you turn it into an E7, you're going to take your pinky and put it on the third fret of the second string. So without the pinky, it's just E major. With the pinky, it's E7. All right, and then B7th. There's 2 ways that I play B7th. One is a standard B7th, which means I'm going to take my middle finger, put it on the second fret of the 5th string. My first finger, put it on the 5th fret of the 4th string. My third finger, put it on the 2nd fret of the 3rd string. 2nd string open, and my pinky on the 2nd fret of the 1st string. The other way I do it is I take my 2nd finger and move it up to the 2nd fret of the 6th string and use the fat of that finger to block off the 4th string. You hear that? I'm blocking it off. All right. And now what that means is there's 2 ways to approach it. Going where the Monon crosses, or you can go, I'm going where the Monon crosses. So all you're doing is saying, okay, whatever the bass note of the form of B7 that I'm using, I'm going to walk either up or down into it. And you can go up into the 2nd fret on the 5th string and go open 5, 1st fret, 2nd fret on the 5th. Or you can do that on the 6th string as well. But I like to go 4th fret on the 6th string, 3rd fret on the 6th string, 2nd fret on the 6th string. I like the way it sounds. But you can also do that moving the whole chord. Right? All right, then it goes back to an E7th. And I'm going with a Monon. All right, all that is an A7th that he's playing there. And that's open 5th string, 1st finger on the 2nd fret of the 4th string, open 3rd string, 2nd finger on the 2nd fret of the 2nd string, and then I either play it with an open 1st string or I'll take my pinky a lot of times and put it on the 3rd fret of the 1st string. You get that. See, you can do it with your 3rd finger too. I just never did. I've always been lazy about doing stretching exercises. So if you want to be technically proper, you might want to learn to... But it also allows me to do stuff like that. All right. And then you're going to go back to E. And then B, E. And then B7. Treat me like a possum. I would be out on the lawn. And the chords behind the riff you're going to play are E, A7, E, B7. Okay? So those are the chords. Let me just go through that verse again, and I'll sing it, and I'll tell you what chords I'm playing. So I'm starting on E. Girl, I'm going where the Monon beat crosses the yellow dog E. Lord, I'm A, going where the Monon crosses the yellow dog E. Treat me like a possum now. That's B. And then A, I would be out on the lawn. And then back to that B7th for the turnaround. Now, let's look at some of the riffs that he plays, okay? And he's also in here, and we'll go over this. One of these verses is a stop time verse, okay? Okay, so, but let's go back to some of these, which just means he's going to go E, 2, 3, 4, B, 2, 3, 4, E, 2, 3, 4, E, 2, 3, 4, and then A, and jump into it there with a regular rhythm. All right, now, let's talk about some of the riffs. All right, and we'll start with that stop time thing. Because when I listen to the recording, it sounds like he's sliding up into it. All right, and all he's doing, have you ever played a C, right, which is just 3rd finger, 3rd fret, 4th string, 2nd finger, 2nd fret, 3rd finger, 3rd fret, 5th string, ding. 2nd finger, 2nd fret, 4th string, open 3rd, 1st finger, 1st fret on the 2nd string, and then open 1st string. And then to make it a 7th, you just take that form, put your pinky down on the 3rd fret of the 3rd string. Now you can move that all around the neck. You can play, if this finger's on the 1st fret, your 1st finger, you move it up and you put that finger on the 3rd fret, it's D7. You move it up and put that finger on the 5th fret, it's E7th. So he can move up. Boom, 3, 4, B7th, boom, boom. And then he slides into it again. That's what it sounds like. He might be doing that, which that form is just the top half of this. All he's doing to play, let me get up here close. All right, so he's going to take or anybody, not just Scrapper Blackwell. We all get to do this, okay? Going to take our middle finger, put it on the 6th fret of the 4th string. Our 3rd finger, put it on the 7th fret of the 3rd string. Our first finger, put it on the 5th fret of the 2nd string. And our pinky, put it on the 7th fret of the 1st string. All right, so 7th fret, 4th string. Oh, I'm sorry, 6th fret, 4th string, 7th fret, 3rd string, 5th fret, 2nd string, and then 7th fret, 1st string. And you can slide up. When you play it right there, that's an E7. It goes right along with this chord. So if that's a D, move that form down there, that's a D, right? But we're doing E. All right, so there's some of the chords. And then basically for the B7th, I just used the normal one I taught you before. And it's just, sounds like, you know, he's kind of starting with the 5th string, just hitting it, and then sliding up till he gets into position and hitting chord. All right, now, what you got to realize about Scrapper Blackwell's playing, and about this tune in particular, is there is a ton of improvisation, it sounds like, on the recording, and it is absolutely exquisite. So I think the best thing is to show you the intro, and then as you listen to the tune, and I would encourage you to go find this tune, okay? Listen to it, all right? In fact, I'll try to find it and put a link in the description. Listen to it, and then see where he's throwing some of these licks in, and see if you can find other new licks in there too that I haven't learned and that I don't use, okay? Or that maybe I learned them a long time ago and I've forgotten them. All right, but the intro, as I've learned it, starts like this. All I'm doing is taking my 3rd finger and putting it on the 3rd fret of the 3rd string, and my pinky and putting it on the 3rd fret of the 1st string, and I'm playing the 2nd string open, and I'm sliding to the 4th fret. Boom. And then open 2nd, open 1st, and then that same thing again. All right, so there's a lot of that. So let's go back to the beginning. 3 to 4. And then 2 to 3, same form. And then 2. And on 2, it's going to be a little different. Then you're going to take your pinky and then lift it off. Play all 3 strings again. Put it back on. Lift it off again. And then you're going to take your pinky and put it on the 2nd fret of the 2nd string. And go play on the 2nd fret, the 3rd and 2nd string. And then play all 3 of those strings, 1, 2, and 3, with 1 and 2 just open. And then you're going to end that by doing what I call a little flutter. Right? From open 3rd to 1st fret 3rd. And you're just going to play all 3 strings when you do that. So it's going to sound like... And then you're going to go... All right, and all you're doing there is going all 3 open. And then you're going to take that same form, and for this part, I use my middle finger and my 3rd finger. Middle finger will land on the 3rd string on the 2nd fret. 3rd finger will land on the 1st string on the 2nd fret. And then slide up to the 3rd fret. On, off, on, on. All right, you're going to do the same type of thing you did before. Hold them. 2nd fret, 3rd string, open 2nd string, 2nd fret, 1st string, and then take off on the 1st string, let it be open, and then the 2nd and 3rd string on the 2nd fret, And then you're going to make an E, but you're going to hammer on to that first fret. And then E7. Now, what's that next part? You're taking an A, and you're basically, you can play the whole, and you're just going to hammer on with your first finger and your second finger onto the second fret. First finger will be on the fourth string, second fret, fourth string. Your second finger will be on second fret, second string. And then you're going to play the first string open. Hammer, play, and then take that pinky. Do that over and over, and then all of a sudden you can go. All right, now what's that? So let's just go over that. Hold on, let me slow it down. Let's bring the train back into the station a little bit. Bow, bow, 2, 3, 4th, but then you're going to come off and play 3rd fret, 5th fret, 3rd fret, open on the first string, which is the high E. Open, and you're going to bend a little bit when you hit that 3rd fret. See how I'm bending a little? Let me get in. And all I'm doing there is going open on the first string, open, and then second string, I'm grabbing it, the 3rd fret, pulling off to open, playing the first string open again, and then fluttering on this. And playing the E. And then I'm going. All right, and all that is the same thing, except we're going to start and slightly alter it, all right? So, which is interesting because Scrapper Blackwell is such an innovative kind of player. He played a lot with a guy that was a piano player named Leroy Carr. I would really encourage you to go out and find these guys and listen to their music. I've got a CD back there somewhere as well that's just fantastic. All right, so what is that lick? All right, we're basically playing E. And then we're going to do the top 3 strings thing again, except we're going to use our first finger is always going to be. So that is first finger on the first fret. We're going to play the top 3 strings. 1 and 2 are open. And then second finger, second fret on the 3rd string, and second fret on the 1st string. And then come off, let the first finger still anchor there on the 1st fret on the 3rd string. And then back to that 2nd fret, and then slide up to the 3rd fret again. And then you're going to slide back down. 3, 2, off. And then you're going to do something in. So it goes. So it goes, second, open, second, 3, 2, open, 2, open. And then you're going to play an A7. How about that? But you'll just play the 4th, 3rd, and 2nd string, and you're going to have the A7th chord on there. And then E, or E. And then E7. Now, I love that little lick, and that's one that's common across a lot of different blues players. This. All right, so all that is, you're going to play that B7th, and instead of doing a bunch of chords, you're going to go. So you're going to go to the 4th string and hammer onto the 1st fret, and you're holding the B7th, okay? You're just letting your first finger hammer on to that 1st fret. 2nd fret, 5th string, hammer onto the 1st fret, 4th string, and then you're going to play the open 2nd string and the 2nd fret on the 3rd string. So you can either play that, which is the riff I showed you before, or when you do this, you can go to that A7th, boom, and then that, remember this lick? Yep. And that'll just end like this. You would hit the 3rd fret on the 2nd string, pull off, 2nd fret on the 3rd string, and then that same thing again. And then the B7. And that's the entire verse. So what I would encourage you to do at this point, listen to the recording. Take some of these licks, you can sprinkle them through there. And I'm going to sing you another verse and let you hear how they sound when you sprinkle them through. All right? Lord, you be good to me. And I sure be good to you. Lord, be good to me. I'll be good to you. Girl, that's the kind of way I cause you to want to do. Yeah. All right. So, hey, everybody, have fun with it. If you have questions, please do not hesitate to get a hold of me. Like I said, we're restarting here after having a quick week off last week on the lesson series. So I look forward to seeing all of you, and enjoy yourselves and have a great day.